Hey, welcome back, guys. Snowfall's third episode focused on the tensions of business and family as Franklin struggles to get his house in order amid Teddy's abrupt return. I'm here to break it all down in typical Top 10 WTF fashion. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. And lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Snowfall. Here we go. WTF Moment Number 10, Lions and Their Young. The episode begins with Franklin playing the bearer of bad news to his underworld fellowship. He conveys that Reed has returned, drops his new alias and real name, and confirms that although he's unsure of Grady's status, he's sure that he's out of the picture indefinitely. Following some brief speculation on the matter, Louie inquires about the price cut, to which Saint regretfully informs her that Teddy won't be honoring, a revelation that ignites the bomb to come in the episode's conclusion. WTF Moment Number 9, Reed Niggas. Louie and Jerome meet with Mello, a lieutenant in Scully's Blood Army. They relay the bad news given by Franklin that prices won't be cut on the product and apologize for the broken promise. The news isn't taken lightly, however, as Mello laments their position with guns drawn, now having to bring their failures to a broken Scully, who apparently survived his hospital showdown with the pair last season. Mello suggests they pray for a good day in Scully's regard and peacefully departs. WTF Moment Number 8, Samurai Scully. Scully makes his grand reintroduction courtesy of Mello's call to Louie in the aftermath of their failed business. He's depicted with a large tattoo of his slain daughter on his back, quoting the scriptures and gearing up for some major wreck in response to the price deficiency. Then, Louie and Jerome pay the Blood Boss a visit, immediately following the call to provide rationale to the flailing price slash. However, Scully's condemnation comes down on one of his henchmen before an understanding can be reached. Not only does he slice the underling's ear off, he then hilariously directs him not to bleed on his floor. Crazy motherfucker. After the gruesome display, he outlines his terms to the rogue couple, holding them to their word despite their circumstances. WTF Moment Number 7, It Wasn't Me. Franklin summons Teddy in hopes of regaining Grady's price cut, as well as clarity on his father's whereabouts. Teddy offers insight on Franklin's unstable house and denies any involvement in his father's disappearance. He opts for misdirection in place of transparency, insinuating outside intelligence interference due to Alton's revolutionary past, among other things. He then falsely affirms that whatever Alton's fate, he had no hand in it. WTF Moment Number 6, Spygate. Franklin meets with Oso at a new drop spot chosen by Teddy. He makes several observations prior to their exchange, including the possible openings for surveillance. Once Oso arrives, Saint expresses some concerns regarding Teddy's return and Grady's absence. Then, peeping game on the compromised nature of the environment, Franklin wisely switches his rhetoric from apprehension to support, lauding Teddy's triumphant return, castigating Grady's reckless methods, and even offering Oso a new coat. It's a good thing for Saint that he played the role too, because we then see Teddy listening in on the entire ordeal for any inkling of doubt, something that Franklin wouldn't give him the pleasure of receiving. WTF Moment Number 5, A Taste of Home. Buckley makes an impromptu visit to Louie's club, this time with a big-ass pot of slave-inspired goodness and high out of his mind. Buck then further inquires about that Fall Guy scenario mentioned in the premiere, where Louie would offer someone up in exchange for continued police protection in her drug operation. She obliged the rogue lawman and sent him another beautiful distraction in the interim. WTF Moment Number 4, Taking the Throne. Mello approaches Louie and Jerome with troubling news. Scully intends to kill them following their next deal. He then offers them another piece of information. Scully will be in a vulnerable position soon due to his daughter's commemoration, and if he's removed, their business can continue to prosper under Mello's reign. Mello then opts to keep his hands clean in the matter, agreeing to pay 100 racks for the treacherous assassination. WTF Moment Number 3, King's Ransom. Scully makes his way to his psychic meeting, but is met with guns drawn, courtesy of Louie and Jerome. They reveal Mello's intentions to run things his way. and the revelation of Scully's pending betrayal of their agreement before the scene cuts to black. WTF Moment Number Two, The King returns. Mello meets with Jerome and Louie at the club, seeking confirmation on Scully's removal. Upon seeing Scully's Tiana chain, Mello becomes overwhelmed with treacherous joy. However, the biggest surprise is on him when the blood boss emerges from the sidelines and immediately kills his disloyal henchman. Then, after disposing of the remaining opposers, Scully makes peace with Louie and Jerome on the basis of honor. He then relinquishes his final reminder of his daughter to the twosome and also allows them to keep the blood money. This state of affairs further magnifies the ego of Queen Louie, something that would take a hit in the scene to follow. In WTF Moment Number One, Family Feud. Franklin meets with Jerome and Louie, and the latter once again questions her nephew on the stagnant drug prices. Franklin confirms that the prices won't be changed per Teddy's update, and chastises his beloved aunt and uncle for breaking away in the first place, seeing that as the real problem following his exchange with Teddy. The pair then get into a heated exchange, with Franklin questioning Louie's motivations for separation and declaring that he's willing to do whatever it takes to maintain his life and position, whether they're with him or not. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. Y'all peep the way Peaches has been sick these last few episodes? The way they're subtly focusing on his condition, dismissing it as a mere cold or worse. I think he may be suffering from that one virus that ravaged the community during that time frame, HIV/AIDS. I hope that I'm wrong, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye out on how his health develops, or doesn't. It's hard not to feel for Louie and Jerome. Their independence was birthed through tragedy, but it's clear that their maneuvers have further strained their position, and the position of the collective by extension. Jerome has deferred mightily to Louie since her recovery, and you can't blame him for that. However, he may have to exert more authority and dominance going forward if they're going to make it through the hurdles to come this season. Allowed to her own devices, Louie may possibly scorch earth in the name of more power, something that Jerome doesn't necessarily desire personally. What he does desire is the peace and love of his woman, and allowing her to carry the crown has achieved the latter, but threatened the former. Time to lace back up the old pimp boost there, Unc, and bridge the gap created by trauma within your own family. Keep in mind, though Aunt Louie and Franklin have always been historically close, she is his aunt by marriage. Jerome is his uncle by blood, and it's about time that that blood became thicker than anything else. Speaking of thick blood, I'm getting the sense that Louie could somehow flip Franklin for that police protection courtesy of Buckley. He obviously has a sweet spot for her, and she currently is at odds with her nephew due to business and organizational differences. If her yearning for power supersedes her loyalty to family, then we'll definitely be seeing a play soon. Also, Teddy's friction with Saint could soon make him expendable as well, and if Louie rekindles their partnership, one started during Saint's shooting recovery, as she mentioned in the beginning of the episode, then Franklin is all but cooked, as he'll have no CIA backing to usurp prosecution this time. Things are getting scary in these Snowfall streets. Teddy exposing his real name to Franklin, and his crew by extension, is for a couple of reasons. First, Alton threatened his previous alias of Reed Thompson prior to his exile and assumed demise. And second, it indicates that things have gotten realer for the beleaguered agent than ever before. The time for games is over, and nothing emphasizes the severity of a government agent's mission like him utilizing his government name. And lastly, while we're on Teddy, he's realizing that Franklin is more than just that naive kid from the hood that he made rich. This version of Saint, post their 10th split, is as shrewd as they come. He's not going to give Teddy a reason to make an attempt on his life, especially with everything he has to lose from such a serious blunder. After the fate of his father, Franklin understands his position in Teddy's life, an asset, one that must deliver and keep suspicions low if he's going to make it out of this season with his liberty and life intact. Though this commentator certainly believes that one is on the table for removal unquestionably this season. And that'll do it for this one. What were your thoughts on Lions? Be sure to drop me your opinions in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are fans of Snowfall, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.